And we're back for round two. Round two, y'all. If you're new here, we are reviewing resumes from Canva. And I, Nikki Joyner, a former Fortune 100 company recruiter who has reviewed over 50,000 resumes and hired over 500 people, am here to tell you why these Canva resumes are trash and why you shouldn't use them. Okay? So let's get into it, y'all. First and foremost, I got my iPad here. This is what I'm looking at. So if you wonder what I'm looking at, it's here. Technology is gonna technology today in the best way. And I'm gonna use my little stylus here to show you exactly why these resumes are not helping you in real life scans, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do is F-test every resume. If you have good eyes, you probably already noticed. If you have okay eyes like me, you probably haven't noticed yet. This is not a white background. This is like a light, look at this. You see the difference? It's like a light green. When recruiters review resumes, they do it in bulk. 50 at a time, 100 at a time. I used to review 500 resumes at a time, y'all. So you want to make sure that you don't get clever or cute with the color schemes or the photos and none of that. You don't need it, and it's not the best way to stand out. So here is pulling this information here. I actually kind of like how we've got this on here. Oh, I probably shouldn't put that in red because red has a bad connotation. But this is good. I like that this person has this on there. And again, their experience is pulling their most relevant, most recent experience from La Syria & Co. We love it. There's also some good metrics on here, which is pretty awesome actually. Shout out to Canva for that. That's pretty great. One thing I will flag about this resume specifically is the format that is used for these titles, or the format that is used for these dates are just years. You never want to do that on a resume. This is a red flag that you have something to hide. I'm just being honest. You need not worry about hiding stuff. So don't use just the years. It should be dates too. And then again, education here is at the bottom. I don't love it. I will say, and the reason why I don't love it is because this person has 5 years of full-time, or no, they don't even have 5 years of work experience. And you can see here on this template that this is the most relevant, most recent job, but it's not reverse chronological order. So if you were using this template, you would probably just plug and chug based upon that. You want your most relevant, most recent experience at the top. This resume doesn't have that. It's flopped. So you should switch it. But you might not know to switch it if you're just using this Canva template to make it easy, okay? Let's go to the second one. Oh, we've got some red. Okay, come on, red. If I'm gonna pick a color, I'm gonna be honest, it ain't gonna be red. It might be something else. Blue. I see a lot of blue, like that royal blue. It's like signals trust, or even like a navy blue. Sometimes it's a little bit too navy though, and it just kind of bleeds in. Red would probably be on the list with yellow, orange, green. I just wouldn't use it. But again, you make all of your own choices, yes? Okay, here we go. So, first and foremost, the number one thing that stands out to me that I just need to say right freaking now, what is other? What? This even shouldn't be yellow. This should be red. What is other? If you are watching this video and you ever submit your resume with a category that says other, expect me to knock at your door and be like, what the are you doing? We gotta fix that, okay? Other, no. Now, the work experience is pulling-ish where it needs to be there. But again, this one is, at least this one is listed correctly in relation to, chronological order. Okay, so this one should be first. This one should be second. Well, we love that. At the skills, okay, so they've separated hard skills and technical skills. Tell me what the difference is. Please send a dove with the answer. What's the difference between hard skills and technical skills? They're like the same. Those are synonyms. They don't belong in separate categories. So there is, again, a lot of these things on here, but I would encourage you to think about for the purposes of this skills section. If you're looking for plates in your house, where are you looking for them at? They're not going to be in your house. They're going to be in the kitchen. You know why? Because that's where plates belong, and that's where my mind tells me that plates go, because plates are in the kitchen, and that's where I make my food. lot of y'all are taking advice from these creators trying to get real clever and creative about these different types of sections you should have on your resume. Those sections are like you looking for plates in the living room, in your bedroom, in the bathroom. You wouldn't do that, okay? This would definitely not be a resume a resume template that I would recommend or use for these reasons. This looks like a dating profile. This does not look like a resume. It looks like a dating profile. LOL. We're so funny. Okay, so first and foremost, you see the blue. The blue is better than the red. The blue is not better than black, but blue is better than red. Okay, so we get somewhere. But this is a dating profile, all right, which is what we don't want. We're going to have to test this. And again, if you are watching this video and you're like, why does she keep putting an F over everyone's stuff? You didn't watch the first video that you needed to watch, okay? So you need to go back and find the other video of me talking about what the F test is, the 7-second resume test that real people with real eyes are doing. You need to go back and watch that video, okay? First and foremost, you are just a very handsome man, Daniel, but we don't need this photo, okay? Again, this is pulling here with like the top 2 most relevant, most recent experiences, which is, again, fine. What's interesting, and again, maybe this is just a typo, but this is the same job 2 times, so I don't love that. And then there's a whole bunch of white space right here. So what you could do is like move stuff over, right? I don't know why this is on 2 lines. It could be moved over here. There's a lot of white space. My eye initially did this. 1, 2. I went to his face and then I'm like, why is there all this white space over here? That's what I looked at. Now here is this portion where we want to be careful because, again, objectives. You never need an objective statement on a resume. We know your objective is clear. Get the job. Like, we know you don't need an objective. Again, you likely don't need an executive summary either unless you're applying to be an executive. So in this case, Daniel has had the same job since 2018, but he came off from an internship and now he's a mechanical engineer, but it's not applying for executive roles, so he probably doesn't need either, okay? Again, the skills section, not something that is rocking and rolling here, mostly because it's strong problem solving, excellent communication, show me. Don't tell me, show me, okay? Certifications, we don't know what these things, like what's the accrediting body for these? Spoiler alert, if you have a certification, it has an expiration date. If you're like, no, it doesn't, then it's not a certification. It's a certificate. So you need dates on these things. And I know there's going to be resume coaches and creators and all this stuff out there that's like, don't age yourself. Okay, yes and. If it is actually a certification, the recruiter needs to know when it expires because you're going to have to re-up it, okay? And then projects. Why are we having projects over here? The projects should be either in a section somewhere over here or really within the actual roles that we did the projects in. When we F-test this, we're going to do what's called a zip, up, down, up, down. We're not getting any powerful action verbs here. This is confusing me more than it's helping me. This would be a resume I likely wouldn't even spend this much amount of time on. And again, oh my gosh. Hello, Raul. Again, here we go. So we're here, and we're here. Again, picture, 12 out of 10, would not recommend. A picture, you don't need it. You got a lot of open space right here. This is like an abbreviated version of an objective statement or an executive summary. For him, it looks like it's like probably something he took off his LinkedIn maybe. It's like a summary. Again, I probably just wouldn't have that. Relevant skills, I don't like the way this is worded. This looks like a resume that took you 18 seconds. And it shows, okay? So we want to make sure that we just put a little bit more time and effort. Again, these are cute. They're clever. They're not clear. So we don't want these types of things on the resume. We don't need 3 months. We don't need 3 years, five months. We could do the math if we need to do the math, yes, but we don't actually need those things, okay? There's also like no spaces in between any of these things. This feels very, it feels like this feels like the pants that are just like too tight, but you're like, no, you're not going to get rid of them. We don't need it, okay? And then again, I'm going to just show you here with this yellow, all the open space on this resume. this is also an example of a resume that has this other color that is an overlay color that is not white. Hear me loud and clear. Your resume should always be on white paper. You should never be using all of this other random color stuff. Okay? Look at all that yellow. Wasted space. Okay? Okay. SOS. Send help, everybody. No. I'm dramatic, but it's necessary. Okay? It's necessary. We're going to have this. Number one, this looks like a flyer, okay? So this is a flyer that, like, I would love to see this for, like, if you were applying for, like, student government president or something, this could be a good, nice little flyer that you put somewhere, but not a resume, man. This is it's just too much. Too much. Number one, I'm going to just all of these design elements, unnecessary. The 5 stars. What are we on, Yelp? No, we don't need this, okay? Design elements here, design elements here, all of that. It's incredibly distracting. You need not distract the recruiter when they are looking for something very specific, okay? I think this is supposed to be either for an objective or an executive summary, but it's in like that fill it in for yourself thing, so I don't know what that is. Again, we have the fill it in for yourself thing, fill it in for yourself thing, fill it in for yourself thing, fill it in for yourself thing. I don't actually know if this is supposed to be bullet points. I don't see any bullet points. You don't want paragraphs on the resume. If somebody can read a list versus a paragraph, they're gonna read the actual list every single time, okay? Again, these are not things that I would recommend, but they likely catch your eye from a design element, okay? So we're gonna go through here really, really quickly. I would not use this one. I would not. Sorry, Daniel. I would not use this template. Too much color, not enough stuff, and a photo. Same thing applies here. I would not, even though it's softer, I still would not. Woo, this is way too much. I would not. If I was trying to elect you for student body president, yes, let's put it in a flyer, baby. This looks incredible, but not for the resume, okay? It's way too design element heavy. Hear me loud and clear. This still applies even if you're in a design field, okay? Awesome. Y'all, moral of the story, don't use Canva for your resume template. Download the one I gave you here. We'll see you on the other side.